Welcome to the 8th episode of Player Picks, and today we discuss a key forward. Oh no, not a key forward, but yeah, it's Tom Lynch. Interesting proposition. But before I discuss him, I just want to quickly plug a new podcast that myself and Enno have started. It's called Supercoach Take, and we're on Twitter and Facebook and Podbean at the moment, and Spotify. So feel free to give us a like or follow there. It'd really mean a lot because we're just trying to grow as much as possible. So, Tom Lynch, priced at $389k and priced at an average of 71. We know he's better than that. He's done better than that pretty much his whole career. So, obviously he had no preseason in 2018 and 2019, I believe. So I'd have to double check that in 2018. But 2019, no good. He had that knee problem that he carried from 2018. Seems to be better now. And we saw that in the second half of the year, he averaged 95.5, including finals. So that was 2019. 95 average is pretty good, so pretty impressive stuff. In the first half, his job was basically just sit forward, take marks, and kick goals. Not a lot of defensive stuff, not a whole lot of moving up the ground. So that was attributed to his lack of preseason. But he worked his way into the season and played really well after the bye. So why should we pick Tom Lynch? Well, apart from mentioning that it's his first full preseason in a while, he plays for what we expect to be the best team in the league, Richmond, and he's in his prime. So he's 27 years of age. That's definitely prime of his career. So I think he'll be the best forward in the league this year. I think a lot will have to go wrong for him not to win the Coleman. Of course, there's Jeremy Cameron. But I think Tom Lynch, he's primed to be the best forward in the competition. And we saw what he did in the second half of the year. He played very well. Unbelievable final series as well. So, big fan of what Tom Lynch can do. In 2015, he averaged 88. 2016, 93. That's acceptable, I think. 2017, 85. Not sure why. Maybe he just checked out because he knew he was leaving Gold Coast when his contract was up. 2018 doesn't count because of his knee injury, so we can just ignore that for the moment. So he can score high 80s, low 90s. Maybe playing in a dominant team, he can go better. I think it's possible that he can, but maybe at worst he averages high 80s, which is an okay return for 390k. Might hurt you a little bit in the back half of the year if you hold him throughout the year, but you're picking him because you think he can do better than low 90s, maybe mid 90s, hopefully. But yeah, it wouldn't be a disaster if he went 90 flat average for his price. So how he scores, when he was playing for Gold Coast, he was averaging, I think, around 15 disposals throughout most of his career. In the second half of 2019, he averaged 13.5, so I'm thinking maybe he can improve on that. And also he took 2.2 contested marks a game in 2020, which is really, really impressive. Contested marks are a lot of points. So if he's taking 2 contested marks a game, that will help him maintain a decent score every game. Of course, he's a key forward. Sometimes it's just not your day as a key forward. Maybe the midfield gets beat or your defender gets the better of you, but it happens. And his durability is okay. Actually, it's pretty good. Obviously, he had the knee injury in 2019, but he's played at least 19 games out of 5 of the past 6 years, so that's pretty good. And to play 22 games in 2019, that was really impressive as well. There are some issues with this pick. He's a key forward, so key forwards can be unpredictable. If you look at the history of a lot of key forwards, their averages from year to year fluctuate quite a bit. It could depend on team performance, I'm not sure, but it just seems to be a trend that they do fluctuate a bit. If Tom Lynch was 500k this year, I wouldn't even think about picking him really. But at 389k, I am considering it. Another thing is, in the back half of 2019, we all know Richmond, they went on a bit of a rampage, I guess you could say. They won all their games pretty much, and all games bar 2 they won by at least 30 points. So weren't exactly tested too much, so that's not going to happen every game in 2020 unless you ask a Richmond supporter. So other than that, I don't mind this pick. It's the price that makes this pick interesting, and if there's any key forward that's going to work, I think it's Tom Lynch. Jeremy Cameron could work, but I'm not paying full price for Jeremy Cameron. And I think a lot of people got punished by picking Cameron last year. So with the key forwards, they're going to be up and down. So you just ride them out. It'll be fine. So if there's any key forward to pick this year, it would be Tom Lynch. So just definitely an interesting pick. A little bit risky, but I don't mind it for his price.